Hello everyone. Thank you for joining week 8 lecture. So first of all, as usual, I'm going to check a few points until we move on to the second project. We're finalizing the project number 1, which was the dimensional graphics for brand. As you guys finished all the photo montage and video montage and submit it to the assignment page by Monday, and we are going to prep this all the past assignment to the one PDF file and submit to the assignment page. So going to the assignment page and check this 2 assignment here. I'm sorry for doing this, you guys, but since we have a lot of things to cover in a short period of time, and I had to do give you guys a 2 assignment for due date October 30th. So number 1, project final presentation due October 30th. I'm sure you guys already have all the pages ready to be filed. So this might be not too difficult for you. But one thing added onto this was the video presentation. So the video making tutorial is attached here. So watch this video presentation by using QuickTime Player. It's very easy, intuitive. It won't take too long for you guys, but if you wanna make it perfect, it might take for a while to, editing and all that stuff. But yeah, hopefully you can do just quick video presentation by using this method. And the file size should be no bigger than 20 megabytes. Some of you uploaded like few hundred megabytes file to the assignment page, and it's just impossible for me to work. I had to screenshot each individual pages and prep another PDF file, smaller size. It's just more additional work, both of us. So watch the video making the small file size. Watch this tutorial YouTube video, and I would say that when you use really large size of your photo of your models and your process images and all that, then the file size will be very big in the end. So use the smaller file size of your mock-up photos and all the stuff, and then prep the file to the smaller size. It's not gonna be pixelated if you use proper size. It doesn't have to be really huge. So that's very important when you submit any assignment to any other classes. You send that huge file is already like, giving headache to the instructor, the professors, and not gonna give you good impression. Anyway, you did already amazing job on your first project, so I'm not worrying too much about the final presentation. So hopefully we all can make this assignment. As you see these pages, and you already have all that, and submit it to this. And let me look at this as student version. The another assignment doesn't show here yet. I will have to, sorry about that. Let me go back. Good thing to see that as a student view. So project number 2, I did make a visual. Assignment is already given. It's starting with the research and inquiry, which is strategy. So same it will be same process of doing this second project. So always, whenever you do any kind of design project, you start with the research and strategy and inquiry. So that will, I will have the lecture about the research in a little bit of the later of this lecture. We have a lot of things to cover today. I'll be make it very simple and fast. So this is the final assignment instruction, and if you go to week 7 and 8, here you see the interactive environmental lecture. We'll have to do that very quickly in this video, and the finalizing project 1, which has the instruction of your assignment, the final presentation slide, and this is the sample works from the past students of the project 1. So you can take a look what component you're missing compared to this student. And these are not the best works, I would say, but I just thought that some of you guys have a similar style of the design fixtures, so you can find something, you know, helpful for your presentation slide. Again, you guys did really great job compared to the, you know, shouldn't compare too much, but compared to the past students. So don't be discouraged by looking those finished work. So it's all set. So we're moving on to the second project. Sorry. Brightspace is giving me a hard time sometimes. So as you see, click the project 2. Let me look at as a student setting again. Go to project 2. You find all this material on the top of the project 2 section. Each week's 2 weeks per each component. Each week will cover this process of this design project 2, which is interactive environment and festival brand pop-up event. So this will be the second project of our class until the end of semester. I just started putting all the materials here. It's gonna be much more intense than the first project, but I'm still figuring out how to make it possible through the online setting. So bear with me. I will have to adjust and modify a little bit, but for now I think I feel comfortable by looking at your works through the project first one. Let me move as so the content could be viewable. So click this project 2 interactive environment festival brand pop-up event project overview. I did make it as a festival and brand pop-up event just because this is supposed to be the group project, and I as you know, I try to give you guys you know, very comfortable project, but the online student education center asked me to make it as a group project. So I'm going to give you guys an option. If you are having hard time to interact with somebody else, you can be just, you know, just one person team. Or if you want to interact with other classmates, then this project could be two-person project, like group project. So I'm giving you the option, and as you see from this overview, sorry, this is actually redundant. I will have to modify. As you see, the always starting from the design brief, mission statement, and site analysis, and inspiration sketches, basic plan, brand identity, logo with brandings, location plan, roles, and all that. It's very similar setting as the first project. You starting with the research and inspiration, mood board sketches, prototyping, etc. So it's not gonna be too difficult. So this is the my plan for this second project. You can look through this. It might be there will be some changes depending on your situation, or depending on my situation, and depending on how other DE 216 classes are doing. The in-person class might have a different curriculum, the class materials. We'll do the rendering part by using the SketchUp software. That will be in December. This is done by one of my students. They did a really great job. Actually, this was the 3-person group. They did the Audubon Society Conservancy spatial experience design for located in the Central Park. So the festival the design, which is new to us. In this DE 216 class, Foundation of Spatial Experience Design, we never done this project before. But these are all similar under the category of interactive environment. So festival, rent, pop-up event, or exhibitions, all that very similar setting. So as a designer, you can explore all this aspect of interactive environment, either using the certain modular, the interactive display fixture system or exhibition or space. You can combine or mix and match. Let me go deeper with that, the project instruction. So go to the week 8 and 9. I'm sorry that the if you go to the first project, there are also week 7 and 8, which is confusing, but just take it as, you know, the last week of the first project. I'm sorry, here at the end of this project, it includes 8 weeks. We're finalizing, we're in the transition of the finalizing first project and moving on to the second project. We did a lot. I'm so proud of you and myself. 8th week under project 2, festival research strategy. You can read through this later, but first of all, we're going to research about the festival. What is festival? What's the definition and meaning and synonyms, and what kind of festivals in this category? Like it could be artists, designers, or musicians, or the corporate sponsored festivals like health event or like workout exercise event, or sports related festivals, skateboarding, bowling, rock climbing, or like baseball, basketball. But I'm not sure if I have seen any of the basketball, baseball festivals, but mostly the casual, the exercises like everyone could do, like skateboarding, bowling, rock climbing, and etc. And festival promoting neighborhood or culture, brand or hobbies, which is my favorite. So there are many hobby related festivals and shows done in locally. If you live in a rural area, there are many of those things available, like craft shows, for example. Every season, like pumpkin season, Christmas season, they have a craft shows. Currently, there is the Wool and Ship Festival in Limebeck, New York City. I was gonna go, but I had to prepare the class. I couldn't go, but they're kind of the hobby related festivals are nowadays really big. And there are car, like automobile festivals or cultural brand the event. You will see all this example under this line and bar. So film festivals very popular as usual, and then culture festivals and all this Diwali. Many of you also not familiar with. It's a Hindus or Indian sort of festivals, culture. It's a certain related to the certain countries and cultures. And the food and culinary festival, Taste of New York, Chicago, Oktoberfest is also really popular. It also promote the tourism. Religious, spiritual festivals, art and literature festivals, seasonal festivals, as I mentioned, international multicultural festivals. There's so many festivals. You can search and find what you are interested in and what's gonna be your concept or the story and festival type. So select the festival. So the festival will be the whoever organizing the festival will be your client. So find your client first. And research process that will require 3 tasks. So number 1 task will be again, it's part of research, like definition and synonyms. So find out what's the meaning of the, that certain concept of the festival. What's the story of this festival? You can look in the Wikipedia and find out actual, meaning and analyze that festival. And learn more about the nature of the business or product. So before you setting your concept and design brief, you'll have to know their the history or what they've done before with that festival. So check out all the websites and even the designer's portfolio from Vimeo for the past, precedent examples. So competitor research, if you're doing like music festivals, there could be like hip hop or jazz festival or sometimes independent punk festivals. You can find similar examples and how they presented themselves. What language and tone do they use? The language means for us, it's visual language. And how do they market and promote in social media? How they, spread that word? What kind of method they use? So research process is very important. Like before you move on to your design concept and design brief and mission statement. So that will be your. Check out the examples of all these festivals, different kinds, and pick one or two for your project. So there are so many. And move on to the step 2, sponsor. This project require to include the sponsorship. So as you see, all these corporate companies be a part of that festivals to promote their brand or product. As we exercise the incorporating brand identity in their ideas to the store and space setting, you're going to incorporate this sponsorship. Somehow it could be a booth, or it could be a interactive display fixture. So you're going to incorporate this sponsorship into your festival design. So pick one sponsor from here, whatever is suiting to your festival type. If it was the music festival, then maybe it could go with the beverage companies like Coca-Cola, or our core brand like Heineken or Coors Light, or technology companies like Apple, Samsung, to promote their music device, the media devices. Or it could be just regular like McDonald's or Subway, like fast food companies. Music festival could be engaged to any sort of brand, which is very nice. Or if you're doing, let's pick something more narrow, religious festival like Holi or somehow religious related, Diwali, then it's very the specific. So it could be somehow the sponsors from that type of the cultural company. Maybe, you know, the Hindi festival might have those sari clothing company, or the tourism company promoting the India tour, or beauty companies, you know, women makeup for their religious ceremony. So anything you could imagine, you can combine this sponsorship to your festival. Number 3 step is location. You will have to pick the location by considering size and the atmosphere and setting. If you are doing the music festivals, you know, as you see, there is examples of the locations. It required like really wide space, outdoorsy type with the stage setting. So it could be in the Central Park, or it could be like Governor's Island. And if you're doing somewhat educational or non-profit related festival, then it could be like historical site, like castle, or urban streets, like a very busy area like Times Square. Yeah, I would do the festival in the Times Square. Yeah, it's too busy. Or next to the that non-profit organizations, the building. Or if you're doing something outdoorsy, the exercise, athletic, somehow the festival related, then I would pick the nature, like a wooded area. And indoor venues, it might be, you know, their Javits Center might be really good candidate space for doing any indoor festivals, like, you know, the festival related more tradings or medias, that kind of stuff. So pick those 3, what kind of festival you want to work on, and sponsor, who's gonna be sponsored on this festival, and third, the location of that festival. So that's the assignment for October 30th. These are 3 components you should include into your PDF file. In this project, you're going to do 2 big components of this entire festival design. So number 1 will be the festival branding, which include typography, logo, and color palette, and branding aspect of the festival. And number 2, interactive space. So you're going to develop the physical and digital model of the space or any display element embedded onto this festival. So I hope you guys don't get confused by this term, but as you're looking all this, the class schedule, and you will see what I'm expecting from you guys. So as you see, week 10, we're going to do the interactive space. It should have human engaging aspect. So it could be either educational or display or something like the gateway of the festival. People could take photos or experiential space by using this sort of element from the festival, or public space. People can sit and spend some time. That's the more narrower version of the spatial experience style. And the bigger term, we're going to develop the visual identity system of the festival. First off, you're going to develop the logo of the festival, and it aligns to the font, festival program map, program guide or brochure, merchandises, and promotion poster. It's a little bit of mix right now, so we'll have to do like a back and forth, like doing the entire festival design at the same time developing small portion of that festival, which is the interactive space. As you see, you could design little bigger size of the space or smaller portion like that. There's so many potential style. I will look into that more deeper as time goes, so I hope you guys don't worry about it yet. For now, I hope you can research the festival types and sponsors and location. Move on to the week 8 and festival research strategy. So those 3 steps, keep that in mind and make a assignment as you see here. And next week we're going to look into the art direction part of the festival. From Behance website, you can search festival branding, festival art direction, festival design. Those things you can all find the samples of festivals, whether it was done before or it's gonna be held in the future, or it could be just proposals done by the professional artists and designers. this sample you're seeing from the screen is now done in the different language because it's a very cultural specific festival, which is the folk festival of Celtic culture. As we all know, that this isn't really familiar with us. This festival was pretty great chance to the many of people not familiar with this culture. So that's the purpose of the festival. You're promoting the certain cultures or brand or the religions or any hobbies. They're all depending on the interest in people's mind. So this designer developed the brand identity of the festivals by using the symbols from the culture and developed this stationery and merchandises, ticket and ID card and badges, many materials related to the festival as a branding part. This is the signage, information signage, and as you see, they also have some event and demonstrations. So this is very fun project for many of you who are looking for a great part of your great piece of your portfolio. This is really great opportunity to develop the branding part of your work. Any of you interested in going to graphic design department, this is really great piece for the admission portfolio. And move on to the very different example of the festival. This is the sunset party. I mean, this is a little smaller scale of the festival. The name of the festival is RED, R-E-D, and this is done by the architecture firm that's specifically designing the space of the festival. Compared to the previous one that we saw, this is specifically designed the spatial part of the festival. So what we're doing from our project is actually the combined two different kinds of version from these examples. One is branding part, and number two is a spatial designing part. You can develop the entire festival spatial experience part, but I would actually narrow down to the specific small portion that it could be the gateway of the festival, as you see from here, or interactive booth or photo op like this architectural wall. Any spatial design element that could be engaged to the people interaction. As you see, this party also engaged to the music concert. So it had the music stage, concert stage was designed. This looks very professional. I think it was actually happening before. So it may be a little overwhelmed in the first bite, but let's look at the student example. You probably get this link from the assignment sample page. Here's the student work sample, and there are two kinds. Number one is the prototyping and making actual physical model of the spatial experience part, and this is the final of the student project. we never done festival design before. Mostly, I mean, they're pretty much a similar setting. They did the brand pop-up event or museum exhibitions, but these are all under the same umbrella of spatial experience design. So you can reference this student work as pick and choose. This student did the interactive war in the garden and the park setting to educate the people about the nature and environmental educational material. So this student used the digital model as the definer. You can do either way or both way, digital or physical, as we experimented from the first project. And this student did really interesting project and concept. The cow and the design festival in New York City had a collaboration by renting this little small store front in New York City. So starting with the research, deep dive down and look into what who is cows and who's the artist and what are those arts, and location analysis and sketches / mood board, storyboard. You can draw by hand or computer, it's up to your design style. And this student also developed the physical model of the space by using the foam core. This page layout is very interesting. The student used the wide horizontal shape of the slide. It's up to you. You can do just different pages in an 11 by 17 or the combined horizontal version of the 11 by 17. And this student work done in the 2 years ago from my class. We had the brand collaboration pop-up store, and the student did the ice cream shop. It's the Amorino Italian gelato ice cream shop pop-up, and the location was in the Central Park, having this pop-up store, ice cream cone shape, and made this physical model out of the paper mache and clay, and finalized by the digital model SketchUp. As you see, the big file that uploaded to the drive cannot be viewable, so keep that in mind. Your file size should be small. And this student did the athletic and gym setting brand collaboration and designed the logo of the sports center and developed the interactive exercise piece. And this is the animation of that sports center. You can do this from SketchUp once you made a model, and then you can use the animation function, animation walkthrough function. It's not too difficult. We can experiment at the almost end of the semester. And Museum of Moving Image and MTA New York City collaborated in having an exhibition about the Muppet. And this was very fun project as well. As you see, the student developed the gallery design and display of this Muppet and the facade, the gateway of the exhibition. Some merchandises or the branding related items, the subway ticket and t-shirt, and outdoor branding fixture and space. So you can look through all these samples, but the difference is we're doing the festival, not the pop-up event or exhibitions. So this never done before, but hopefully you guys could develop the fun ideas for festivals. You see final presentation slide and prototyping of interactive space. If we look at this a little quickly, and as you see, student developed the interactive space. You could use the SketchUp or Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator for 3D style of this structure, or you can simply do it by hand using this foam core or any variety of the materials. As you see, this student really did a great job by only using the physical model. This student tried with the wooden balsa wood, which is very soft wood sticks and panels, and you can actually cut by X-Acto knife. So that actually came out pretty good. This is a Trader Joe booth, and as you look through details from this description, so all the design process, including the design thinking process, not only just physical hands-on the making process. So you should include the ideation process, which you guys did pretty great job with the first project. So look, all these samples of the prototyping. For the finer model making, I'm still undecisive whether just doing it as a physical or just digital or both. So we'll determine that later by the time goes. Let me recap this overview of project 2. We're designing the festival. There are two big components of this project. First one is festival branding. As you saw from the sample, we're designing the logo of the festival and the branded product, which include merchandises and ID badges and signages and etc. and the brochures, as you see, or these examples. This is number 1, the first big part of this second project. And number 2 is interactive space. As you've seen from the past, the examples, we're going to develop the physical and digital model of overall space or public space or gateway of the festival or little portion of the interactive or by using the sponsor brand. So here's my short description. This is a 1 or 2 person project, so please do the research assignment individually, and then I would ask you guys what's your interest or after reviewing your assignment, I can tie you guys together so you guys could interact each other to finish this project. Sorry about my cat. Having hard time with my cat today. So this is very like vast and large project. In order to finish this project, you have to be very disciplined weekly what your assignment given. So I can still modify some of the part, but those two big components won't be changed. So this is the project, the final design presentation. As you see, the additional collateral, which is the merchandises, it's the one person. If one person is doing this project alone, and you can do just quick mock-ups showing the rough mock-ups, and if this is done by the two person as a group, then it should show the really nice settings of the design choices. And as you see, these are some of them are specified here. One person project as an option and two person as a mandatory. So starting with the research and mission statement, design brief, and inspiration sketches and all that, you can read through. I probably went through this already. And yeah, so we can go more deeper by weekly contents later. We're going to move on to the second project as the part of the spatial experience design, which is interactive environment. We did experiment with small size of the fixture with the environment. It could be such as the marketplace, a store, or a street. The embedding your fixture onto the environment. Now you're going to design bigger size of the interactive size of the architecture, not the building, but somewhat small scale of the size. Could have at least 2 or 3 people could interact with the space. So this interactive environment will showcase few examples of the branded space, which might be helpful for developing your sponsored booth or the interactive display booth, or display stores as a pop-up event style within the festival. So take it as a grain and salt. So interactive environment, you probably familiar with this view image. I'm a cinema. This is the pop-up booth that showcasing the film in the film festival. So in your festival, you can also incorporate the branded pop-up store, which you're part of, one of your sponsor. Cafe Bustelo is a really renowned the coffee brand. As you see, they're renowned for their packaging, like a brick-like packaging with the yellow background and the navy type. And they also have a very distinctive logo. So everybody could, recognize this brick-like, container store, so their, packaging. So when you're developing your design ideas, please look that sponsored brand and try to, accompany or incorporate their brand style, which is very important. And Hunter boots, many of you already have some, those rain boots. These, the greenhouse setting, it looks like a Grand Central Station building, but they're in the indoor setting. But by using this greenhouse architecture structure with the plastic covered, it's remind everybody, people, that it's actually weatherproof and waterproof. So which is part of the product. So rainproof merchandise is displayed within this pop-up store. I don't think they're selling actual product. They're just promoting their brand by doing this pop-up event. And Birchbox, it was very popular a few years ago, but I'm not sure if this brand is still existing. You order this or you subscribe their gift box monthly. You pay the subscription membership fee and you get this gift box with the random stuff, mostly the samples from cosmetic brand. So they had also Birchbox pop-up in Atlanta or New York City. They located in the really busy area, like a downtown in the city. So they promote their brand. Since they don't have physical store, so they're just operate by online mostly. They had to use this opportunity as promoting their brand. This image is also very familiar for you guys. I use this image for the main homepage of our Brightspace page. So this is part of the promotion campaign, which organized by the nonprofit organization, and they're telling the story of how much oxygen produced by the tree, like by the certain period of time. So by using this big, what's that called? The big bubble, and that's the amount of the oxygen the tree could make. This is very clever. It's very engaging to the people who aren't familiar with all these scientific proofs and the fact, but it's also very good for the kids who need to know this kind of educational materials. Move on to this Muji and ECAL collaboration. ECAL is renowned the art school. So they also collaborate with the Muji brand, showcasing their the brand story. They're not typically showing the product of the Muji, but as you see, Muji's brand, part of their brand story, part of brand style is also minimalistic life and clean. And as you would know, that the Muji is actually from the Japanese word, which means no brand. They don't really put any brand tags on their product. So it's a clean and simple minimalistic life. So that's the design developed by the ECAL students, showcasing the Muji brand company, the story. And this is my favorite brand, Gentle Monster. They're a sunglass and eyewear brand. They normally, their huge brand identity is the artistic style of the lifestyle. In their flagship store, you can almost feel like you get into the contemporary art gallery. So Gentle Monster didn't found not long ago. It's actually very newish brand, and having their pop-up store in Soho in New York City is very really big, meaningful time. So as you see, they use the very artistic and contemporary style of the art installation in the store, which really helps because their product, which is eyewear, sunglasses, is very small scaled, and it's having really small portion in the store, in one part in the wall or in the middle of the store as the display cases. But combining those large style of art installation will give like really great contrast of their product. So when you design your the ideas of the fixture in the festival, imagine that you're having the collaboration project with the artist and the commercial, the brand together. So you can always make that interactive piece by using the art installation, the aspect. Again, this is Harry Potter flagship store, not in the London, in New York City. So imagine this as the festival, Harry Potter festival. They have entire the store as a Harry Potter setting, and each corner have the style from the Harry Potter books, and those part of their story too. With this big, large, gigantic snakes, and the books stacked up together, which makes a nice facade and gateway of the store. And this, eagle or owl having located in the centerpiece of the store. So imagine that how your festival will look like, and you can develop the signature piece of that festival for the visitor who visited there, and they could remember that even after they left. And exhibition about the global change and climate protection. So they use the nice contemporary typography and nice colorful, vivid color palette. Organized by the Office for Environmental Protection of the City of Bern. This is somewhat like a non-profit educational exhibition and pop-up event. So if you are developing the festival organized by the non-profit organization, you could have the interactive booth to educate the visitors about certain topics, the current topics, anti-war, or the climate changes, or anything the organizations speaking out for. And this is again nice contemporary exhibitions for the one of the brand. We already seen one example, Ferrari exhibition. Nowadays, as a nice luxury brand uses the gallery space to promote their brand, because they don't want to make it look cheap, and they're upscaling their brand level by using the gallery space and displaying their product as if they're those are the museum object. So imagine that you're having the design festival or like antique festival. You could have the sponsorship from like Louis Vuitton. Just make it as a example. And then Louis Vuitton could have like a little booth showcasing their historical the product from like 100 years ago, like original suitcase or accessories worn by like Queen Elizabeth, something like that. You can develop that kind of story out of those festival setting. Lastly, I don't think this is last actually. This is my work done a couple years ago. We had the history exhibition about the history of the Hudson River, starting from the discovery of the America, and when the early settlers came and they found the Hudson River, and they probably live off the river by catching the fish or oyster, all this live stuff. And it also was very important as a location-wise. It's a hub of transporting all the goods from overseas and sending out to the U.S. everywhere. So that was very interesting start, and then in the end we had the educational section to promote the climate change and warning the people to preserve the river, which was very important to our life. And hit by the the Katrina, the storm, and this is the location, Sandy Hook, how it became disaster because the lower tide from Hudson River, it impact a lot to our life. This is topography done by one of the design studio, and I also had a collaboration project with them to develop this educational projection mapping. So as you see around this topography and the mock rocks on the riverside, and we projected the river tide and how it changed by the time, day by day. And you can also check from all this link. I'll leave this in the reference page. So this is my work. I designed the logo of the exhibition and designed all this, the exhibition, the display words and text, except for this topography 3D part, which requires some skills. And again, this is also scientific educational exhibition. It's about the climate change. So as you've seen from these examples, I probably shown you guys very small portion of examples, but you can probably find good idea from these examples. Even though you're designing festival, you can always incorporate any different ideas by the setting. You have a sponsorship, which is another the source that new ideas you can incorporate to the festival. So try to mix and match and see how it goes. It's always up to your creativity. There are no such a strict rule about those concepts. But I will probably have a few comments on certain things, but I probably not too against about your ideas. You're welcome to explore more ideas from research process. Hope you guys enjoy the lecture, and then next week I'm going to review your final presentation, and we can go deeper and deeper on this project.